Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 and lesson number 3. And this week we will have about 5 lessons. That means I'll do 2 more, so Thursday and Friday, and then we'll have the weekend to work on this ourselves or catch up or just to focus on yourselves. So today's lesson is about simple spinal warm-ups. So we're just progressing forward in our yoga practice from the very beginning and just moving forward very slowly, of course, to start with. I know that moving, a few of the lessons will be a little bit bigger, but I just want to start with really what could be considered a home practice, and all you would need is a very simple home practice. So that's why we're starting slow, and I really want to focus on the fact that it doesn't have to be intricate or big or grand, or you don't have to do these crazy poses in order to feel your very best. So here we go. So you will pick your starting pose, which we went through yesterday. There are a few options, and then you're getting into spinal movement and working through this portion of our body. The reason we're starting with our core, the spine, or more of this area is because this is our core area of our pivotal core main area of our body, where all of our movement stems from the center, this center of gravity, this area. So to keep our spine healthy and the muscles that wrap around the spine is very important, because there's information running up and down your body constantly, and it's this area that we often feel probably the most pain, like in our lower back, our shoulders, and the tension there. And yes, we might want to be stretching out our hamstrings and our legs, but really this area can be very problematic if we have injury or aren't feeling the best. So we want to heat, and this is where a lot of our heat is built. Our heat is built with our breath and through core exercises. Okay, so with this, think of moving, when you're getting into your warm-ups, think of moving 6 directions. Side bend, forward, back, open, and then twisting side to side. So one great way that I usually start my yoga classes, because I start seated a lot. So when I'm teaching, I will start seated in this position. Just turn that off. Seated in this position, and we'll breathe for a little while. So checking in with your body, checking in with that deep breath. And then after a while, we're doing breath-based movement for warming up. We don't want to hold poses really long to start with, except for your first initial seated pose or first initial pose to check in with your breath. But after that, you want to get the body moving so it gets warm. So I'll usually have us reach up. As you exhale, side bend to one side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend. And I like to do that about 3 times on each side. I'm going to go through other ones too as well, lying down in different positions, child's pose, tabletop. So I'll do side bends 3 times each. And these warm-ups, if you're doing an actual class, should just be a few minutes long. It doesn't have to take up it doesn't have to take up 15 minutes. And then after the side bends, let's possibly some twists. Exhale, gentle twist as you look back. Inhale, reach up. Lengthen in between each one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up, and again 3 times on each side. Inhale, reach up. If you're a teacher, practice cueing through this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand to knee, left hand behind the back, and look back. Inhale, reach up, and then the forward and back. You can do seated cat and cow. If you place your hand on your knee, round your back as you exhale, pulling everything in. Inhale, arch your back and look up. And then back and forth. I also have a few examples I put in the PDF guide, like neck rotations. That's a good one to start in the morning, especially if you're feeling like you've got some kinks in the neck and you just want to draw some tension down out of the neck. So neck rotations. You can look side to side. So really, our warm-up starts from the top and then makes its way down. So that's why we're doing upper body. And you can do neck rotations. It's the top of your spine. Just feels good. Give yourself some shoulder rolls, that kind of thing. and get into side bends and whatnot. You can do the same thing. Let's see, if you start in child's pose, and then you can do a couple things in child's pose, but if you're in child's pose, starting in this pose, the best thing you can do is come up to tabletop. So even after seated pose, tabletop is a good one. One of the most common warm-ups, spinal warm-ups, is cat and cow. So arching the back, inhale, look up, exhale as you round to cat, cow, and cat. And in tabletop, to do some twists, we could keep it pretty simple. Reach one hand up, twist. This is still a twist, and then down, exhale. Inhale, reach the other arm up, twist, and exhale. So we did front and back bends with cat, cow. We're doing twists. The other one, side bends. For side bends, it's a little interesting. You can take your hips side to side, or even walk your hands out to the side. So it's really, you can do some free form movement too. So different types of circles, that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for like the base, it's like, okay, how can I do back bends and forward bends? How can I do a twist in this position? And how can I get into side bends? And then after that, if you want to get crazy with it, go ahead. If you're lying down, things you can do here. So you're lying down, you start in Shavasana. Let's say you start there. One of the more common ones that I'll see is taking the knees in and rocking side to side, or giving yourself little circles in your back. If you want to get into twist, inhale as you squeeze in, exhale, twist to the side, legs down, shoulders stay anchored. Inhale, lift the knees, exhale to the other side, and you can go back and forth in some twists. If you feel like holding for a couple breaths, that's okay, that's up to you. If it's your own personal practice, notice how your body is feeling and act accordingly. And then for some extensions, you can open up really long, reach long. This is a little bit of a back bend, and then hug it in. Reach. It's also like ab work, and hug. Again. Get a dog in the way. For side bends, there's not much you can do with side bends on the ground. You can do some bridge poses, bridge lifts. Hands overhead, lift the hips, and then we bring it back. Lift, and bring it back. So there's nice little breath base. Inhale, do something, exhale, do something types of movement. If we're standing, and I'll just kneel, pretending like I'm standing, simple things. Reach up, side bend. Reach up, side bend. Reach up, twist, or open the arms and twist, reach, twist. Forward and back, you can bring it down. Let's see, let's bring this up a little bit. You can do just simple forward fold and back up. You can do back bends, lean back, bring it forward, that kind of thing. It depends on your class. If you start standing, that's up to you. Let's see, one I really like when I do start in this forward fold here, if we start in this position in an evening class, I like some back extensions, like lifting the elbows forward. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Then hands on the ground, twist, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And we just do 3 to 5. So these are all just options. This is not saying that you have to do them all. It depends on which pose you start in. So if there's one thing you could do, it would just be to sit or be in that starting position. So for your practice is to be in that starting position and then think about how the spine works, those 6 directions, and start to play with that. So pick a pose. Do a little bit of a practice, or at first let's like set up our breath, breathe in deep, take, I like 3 to 5. I always say 3 to 5. 3 to 5 breaths or more if you'd like, but at least 3 to 5. And then as you're centered, start to take some movement into your practice. And if there's if you only did this is another thing. If you only did this and this was your home practice every single day, the results will still be profound. Little bit every day. The key with yoga and with actually most physical things, most self-care is that you need to be consistent. And so the time that works best for you to practice is the time that you can be most consistent. The style of fitness or movement that works best for you is the one that you can be most consistent with. So go ahead and practice these spinal movements, and you can do as many as you want. I sometimes will just sit and do some of this, circles, and this is what's going to get that fluidity through your spine and feeling good, so you can move in these weird ways. If you haven't done Budokon Yoga with me before, or if you have done it, you know what I'm talking about. But you could probably check out my Budokon Yoga on YouTube or on my website, and you'll see a lot of that spinal movement, spinal rolling, and just what's keeping these muscles around your body healthy. So we don't just want this, our goal is not to have a six-pack. Our goal is to be strong throughout our whole entire midsection, so that we're able to draw that strength into the other areas of our body. Because if you have a strong core, your wrist won't hurt so much. You'll be able to stabilize if you're on your hands and knees. You'll be able to move better, more functionally, less falling over, better balance when you have a stronger core. So everything that you do comes from this core strength. And I'm not sure if it's in this lesson, but it might be Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. No, that's in the core strength section coming up next week. But there's this lift that we do right here, this root lift and abdominal lock where you're pulling everything in. Not so much that you're straining, but enough that you feel lifted, light, and strong. And that engagement should be there throughout your entire practice as best you can. Of course, it comes and goes. So anyway, let's do that. Let's practice that, shall we? And I'll see you tomorrow when we talk about when we start doing sun salutations. Okay? Awesome. Have a great practice and have a great day. And you'll get tomorrow's email bright and early. So I'm starting to send them early in the morning, at least my time, early in the morning. I'll schedule it for 5 a.m. tomorrow, just like I did today, so that you're able to see it. And if you are someone who doesn't teach sun salutations in your practice, that's okay. Or in your classes, if you're a teacher, you can skip those. But still, I want to provide them for you because I feel like for me as a Vinyasa yoga teacher, I really enjoy the ease and the familiarity of a sun salutation and always being able to come back to it whenever I want without getting too caught up in my brain. So tomorrow, sun salutation A. Can't wait to keep working with you. And as always, post questions, comments in this Facebook group, and there will always be recaps in each email. Bye.